Israeli President Isaac Herzog has just finished his first visit to Bahrain and a third visit to the UAE. Today in Abu Dhabi, President Herzog met with President Mohammed bin Zayed.
Thank you very much, Mr. President, for coming back again to your second home. This really means a lot to us. This is a new relationship that we are trying to build a very strong bridge between our both countries. And I think we have built a very strong bridge that we are both proud of. Abrahamic Accord is achieving its goal, so we are very proud.
Thank you very much, Your Highness. It's always a great honor and pleasure to be here, to be your guest and to meet with you. UAE is a major linchpin in the movement towards peace in the region. And I must say that the Abraham Accords are a national consensus in the State of Israel by all parties and all factions of Israeli politics. And after 2 years of the Abraham Accords, where we took off so beautifully, now we need to reach cruising altitude, meaning upgrade the relationship even further, strengthen them, and bring more nations on board of the Abraham Accords. Thank you very much for your hospitality.
Pleasure to have you, Mr. President.
So with us now from Dubai is Darar Belhoul Al-Falasi, member of the National Federal Council of UAE. Thank you very much for joining us.
Pleasure.
And here in the studio, Ambassador Danny Ayalon, former Israeli Deputy Foreign Minister. Good evening to you as well.
Good evening, Jacob.
Mr. Al-Falasi, your first impression of this visit?
Good evening. Thank you for having me here. I think it is, you can't say that it's first impression because it's now become the third time and he become more, His Excellency is more adapted to UAE. And as you said, as you heard, His Highness said to him, welcome to your second home. The relationship is going well. Even, the change in political in Israel is not affecting the relation because both people, the Israeli people and the Emirati people, are true believer of the Abraham Accord.
Yes, Ambassador Ayalon, which is very remarkable that the things that there's not going to be any change, but there's going to be a change in Israeli policies. That's for sure. We know that. How President Herzog is playing around this?
Well, I think he did very well everywhere he went, and I think his message was also very important. And this message was, as much as I can understand, was coordinated with the incoming Prime Minister Netanyahu, that there will not be actually a change, of course, vis-a-vis the UAE and the Gulf countries, which shows that the relationship is really on rocky ground. I mean, on very stable ground. Having deep roots, no matter who is in government here, because it's of the highest interest.
No doubt about that, but big doubt about Israeli policies in the West Bank and towards the Israeli Arabs and so forth.
And knowing Bibi Netanyahu, who is very well seasoned, and I think he's the first one to admit that his new coalition, as it is being built now, can be really complicating things for him, not just vis-a-vis the Palestinians, the Arab world, but also vis-a-vis the United States, which is the most important ally and friend of Israel. So I would say the conventional wisdom is that he will steer the events and the affairs of the governments very carefully, very judiciously, steadily. We hope this will be the case. But this is, as you mentioned, Jacob, this is certainly could be a challenge if we will see some things that may be perceived as provocations.
Mr. Al-Falasi, so the policy or the approach in the Gulf would be wait and see, as you can describe it?
It is wait and see, and I think it's going on. We cannot wait and for everything, something to happen, and react in it. I think the relationship is strong. You can see how many Israelis now is visiting UAE, and how many Israeli now is taking UAE as their second home. The number is high. and increasing. The businesses wise is also developing more and more. The president is here for the space dialogue, Abu Dhabi space dialogue. I think this is a new chapter for the business, space debate. I think it's going well than expected.
Yeah. Future Israeli Prime Minister Netanyahu said just yesterday again that he will or would like to sign more peace accords, presumably with Gulf states. Is this possible?
I think it is possible. Now we have the Abraham Accord is the vocal for the peace talk. And people, I think, in the Middle East started to see the result, and people started to accept the situation, and UAE is playing, I think, a bigger role. Let's hope, we find a solution for everything. I think there will be more countries coming to sign.
Ambassador Ayalon, is this possible? Is this in the cards, the way the new government is being perceived?
Well, I think so. And again, knowing Benjamin Netanyahu and always his philosophy about the economic peace, I think he would go for big projects, energy and gas, one of which is contemplated, of course, is the pipeline from the UAE through Israel to the Mediterranean, going all the way to Europe. Of course, there's some challenges here too with the green movement, but there are many, many things that can be done. And of course, all the issues of food security and water availability, with the cooperation between the two countries and the Gulf countries and Israel could be of tremendous, tremendous importance for the future of this region.
Yeah, so Mr. Al-Falasi, you see in the future even more cooperation moving ahead with nothing disturbing this flow between the UAE and Israel?
I think, I still always believe in what His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid said, let the economy lead the politic. Don't let the politic lead the economy, because it will ruin the economy. I think now what's happening, the relationship between Israel and UAE is that is more economy, more deals is happening, and this is developing more. And you will see, let's hope we find the solution, for the Ukrainian war, and disaster. Let's hope that once it's solved, I think a lot of things going to be solved. But let us get rid of one by one. I think this is the more problematic for the world. Let us solve it and let us sit at the table. I think the best thing to solve all the problems is the dialogue. Let us sit on the table and discuss, push. I think Netanyahu is capable of steering, if he had a chance, he will try to find a solution to solve this war.
Well, thank you very much. We have just a couple of seconds left. Ambassador Ayalon, who is Netanyahu thinking about? Saudi Arabia, maybe?
I think so. I think that would be the big prize. Actually, I don't think that we would have had this Abraham Accord without the tacit consent of Saudi Arabia. We know that they are about sometimes to have a major change there with the new generation of MBS take over, and I think that will be the time.
Okay. Thank you very much, gentlemen.